Welcome to Credentialed Coach School, the podcast designed to prepare your mind, body, and soul for a dreamy coaching business. I'm your host, Amanda Byble, founder of the Inner Beauty Bybel and Credentialed Coach School. Each week, I'll share strategies to elevate your coaching career and to chat with successful entrepreneurs on what it really takes to grow your thriving coaching business. Take a deep breath and let's get started on building your dream business. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Credentialed Coach School podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Byble, and I'm so excited to be here today. I'm actually staring at myself in the Riverside studio platform, and I'm laughing because Brett, my husband, says to me all the time, I'm the only person on the face of the earth that wears my pants above my belly button. He mentioned this. So we just got back from a vacation, which, by the way, was absolutely amazing. I'll tell you all about it in just a minute. But he was like, Amanda, stop pulling the kids' pants up to like their eyeballs. I literally pull their pants up so high. He's like, it is not a cute look. And I'm like, I'm wearing my pants like normal way for women. Like, I love wearing, maybe it's the millennial way, but I'm wearing my pants above the belly button. I like the high waist vibe. It just feels better. But I'm literally looking at myself. If you're watching this on YouTube, I swear my pants are literally pulled up to like my bra. I know. I know. I'm like laughing at myself because it does look a little bit silly. So, Brett, here's your shout out. I see what you mean. So I just got home from a not long, it was like a 6 days. It wasn't like too long. It was an incredible amount of time. 6 day long family vacation in Punta Cana. So this was the first family vacation with just the four of us. So me, Brett, Julian, and Cameron. We've gone on several vacations over the last like calendar year. We were talking about like how blessed we are and how amazing it is to be able to travel so much, which is one of the amazing things that has come out of having my own business and starting this journey just 5 years ago, being able to travel whenever we want and, not having to ask for days off or anything of that nature, just kind of like planning a trip and just like picking up and going. And I'm so grateful for my team of people who run Credentialed Coach School and Inner Beauty Bybel behind the scenes so that I can take this time off and know that even with me traveling, like business is still going, we're still generating income, we're still making an impact for our students. Everything's running business as per usual, as per normal. And like, this is something that I always dreamt of, just never knew exactly how to obtain, which is going to be a little bit about today's topic. Last week when we launched, we talked all about imposter syndrome and, different things that layer into it. And I wanted to elaborate this week a little bit more on the imposter syndrome topic because I feel like it's a big hot topic right now. And like just in general, when you're starting and growing your business. So years and years and years ago, like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, I don't even know, maybe even longer than that at this point, I remember feeling like at the end of my road, like, ugh, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I get it? I had tried so many different outlets to start a business, but I had never been successful at anything. I always call a spade a spade. I'd never been successful at anything. I had tried everything under the sun, and I talk about this in previous episodes. So if I sound a little bit redundant, I am sorry, but it is the story. It is part of my story, and it really does relate to today's topic. And the topic of imposter syndrome, the topic of finding mastery and really honing in on your skill set to believe in yourself first and foremost, to take those steps towards whatever it is that you're dreaming up and whatever it is that you're desiring. So I spent the better half of a decade searching for fulfillment in my corporate job, starting and stopping so many different business things, like literally everything, and nothing ever seemed to work out for me. But I was never willing to invest in mentorship. I never even knew that that was an option for me. I never thought about finding somebody who had done it before to help me along the process or to help me along in the journey. And never thought about learning a skill set. I was just kind of like winging it, and the saying goes like throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks. Like that was me to a T. Trying to start companies to create organic scrubs and coffee scrubs, sugar scrubs. I was literally ordering things in bulk off of the internet and growing herbs in my backyard. Creating soy candles, started a window washing company, like just everything that you can possibly think about. And I just didn't know what the F I was doing at the end of the day. Like, I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't believe in my own success. I didn't understand how to be successful. All I knew was what I was taught. As someone who grew up in the New York City vicinity, like success isn't starting your own business. Success is commuting day in and day out into New York and working your 9 to 5 and, doing it over again. So I didn't know the first thing about starting my own business. While I do come from a family of entrepreneurs, what I wanted to create wasn't anything that anyone within my family would know about. I guess I didn't even really know what I wanted to create in the grand scheme of things, which is why I'm so passionate now about helping women or helping people, helping purpose driven people own their magic, really hone in on their passions, and create a purpose driven, impactful career through coaching. And today we're going to be diving into that topic that so many new coaches grapple with, and that's imposter syndrome, right? Like, and for me too, like I struggled so hard with imposter syndrome. And you might be like, what the fuck is imposter syndrome and what does that mean? But when you think about imposter syndrome, this is when you have decided that you're going to start, but maybe you haven't put yourself out there yet. It's not that you have imposter syndrome because you're not cut out for whatever it is that you want to be doing. It's because you haven't mastered your craft yet. So, today we're going to talk about how mastering your craft, refining your skill set, and really preparing can help you overcome these feelings of not being cut out to do X thing. It'll actually really build your confidence in what it is that you do. So, what is imposter syndrome? You might be asking. Well, imposter syndrome is that like gut wrenching feeling that you're not good enough, that you're a fraud, and that sooner or later people are going to find out that you are a fraud. And it's super common among high achievers and purpose driven people and those who are so freaking capable, but just starting out. So this might like show up as maybe you feel like you don't know enough or that you have to do something new or you're not natural. But in order for it to feel natural, you have to actually learn something and practice it. Okay. So I heard this on one of Alex Ramosie's episodes, and shout out to you. One day I will be a guest on your podcast. You and Layla are incredible. Like talking to them like they're listening. But it's about feeling like a fraud and not knowing enough. Okay. So this is how imposter syndrome comes up. So you are starting something new. Of course, you're going to feel uncertain. Of course, you're going to feel like you don't know enough because you're still learning. Okay. When you're still learning something, of course, it's natural for these feelings to come up. But guess what? The more you know, the more confident you're going to become. Okay. So that's why it becomes super important to really hone in on your mastery. So let's break it down for a second. Okay. Like, I want you to imagine that you're learning how to ride a bike. The first few times that you're riding a bike, you're wobbly. Maybe you fall down a couple times. Maybe you're a little scared. Maybe you scratch your knee. But as you begin to practice more, you're going to get the hang of it. Okay. You become more confident. And eventually, riding a bike feels like second nature. And the same principle applies when you're starting your coaching business. When you're new, you're still finding your balance. You're still figuring out how to navigate conversations, how to understand your clients' needs, and how to provide valuable insights and hold space. Okay. It's so normal for all of this to feel a little bit shaky. And the key thing to recognize that this shakiness is not a sign that you're not cut out for coaching. It's a sign that you are still learning. Okay. So, how do you move from this feeling of imposter to feeling like a master? Well, the first step is to commit to your craft, right? It's to commit to dedicating time and effort to learning and improving your skill set. So, a few things that we'll talk about are number one, investing in your education. So, you can take courses, attend workshops, read books on coaching, all of that stuff. The more you learn, the more you know, the more tools you're going to have in your coaching toolkit. It just makes sense, right? And if you're looking for a place to invest in your education, shout out to Credentialed Coach School. We are an accredited coaching certification school where you will learn the foundations of coaching, advanced coaching school skills, and how to launch your business for maximum impact. If you're looking for somewhere to invest in education, you can click the link below and it'll take you straight to our informational video. 2, seek mentorship. Find someone who can guide you, someone who could provide valuable feedback, someone who can help you navigate the challenges of starting out, right? Learning from someone who's been in your shoes before is going to be so reassuring and so enlightening. And it's not going to feel super isolating. Because I know for me, when I first started my coaching business, I felt alone. And that was because I was surrounded by people who had never done this before. I was surrounded by friends and family who had never been a coach before. I was surrounded by people who worked their regular 9 to 5, which, not knocking anything like that, but that just wasn't for me. And I didn't feel understood. I felt a little delulu. I felt like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I crazy? Everyone thought I was crazy, but I knew I wasn't crazy. And that Steve Jobs quote, and I'll say it and say it and say it again over and over and over. People who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world usually do. And hello, that's probably why you're listening to my podcast, because you're a crazy Delulu like me and you want to change the world. And guess what? You will. And the third thing that I want to talk about is practice. The more you practice, they say practice makes perfect, but duh. So the more you coach, the better you're going to get. Offer free sessions to friends or family, volunteer your coaching services, or even practice with fellow new coaches. So another enormous perk that we offer inside of Credentialed Coach School is breakout sessions, practicing. You get put into weekly sessions with different people. So not only are you refining your skill set and reflecting on all of the things that you're learning and holding space for other people, you're holding space with new people, new coaches, people who are also going through this with you. And it's actually making you an even more flexible and impactful coach because you're learning how to work with many different types of clients. Okay. So continuous growth, continuous learning, continuous practice, self-reflection. This is all really important for your improvement. It's not that you're not cut out for coaching and that you're not good enough. It's that you haven't practiced enough. It's that you haven't learned enough. And it's that you're not confident enough because you haven't done those things yet. And by practicing every week or multiple times a week, you are literally going to know this thing like it's the back of your hand. In order to be a natural at something, you must first learn the thing, practice the thing, become a master at the thing, and then it becomes natural to you. So there's something that I like to talk about a lot, and it's like the 5 steps of learning anything. And the first step is you don't know what you don't know. The second step is that you know what you don't know and you know that you're not good at it. The third step is now the decision to become better at something and you begin practicing it. And then the fourth step is it becomes second nature. And then the fifth step is that you're the shit at the thing that you became second nature at. So this is your level of mastery. Okay. So another crucial aspect of overcoming imposter syndrome is preparation. when you feel prepared, you're more confident. You want to make sure that you're preparing for your sessions, preparing for your workshops, preparing for the things that are coming up effectively. So whether you're doing a podcast episode, if you're doing an Instagram live, if you are, connecting with someone or doing a workshop somewhere or hosting a group call or a one-on-one call, just number one, know your material. If you are well versed and well practiced in the topics that you'll be discussing with your clients, then you won't have to do any research. There's not going to be a ton of preparation. This is going to be something that you absolutely know. So, whenever you go into your coaching sessions, you'll know your client. You'll know what the goals that they're setting are. If you take notes on all of your client sessions, just touch on those notes before you hold space for that client when you open up the call with them. The second thing that you can do when you are preparing is to plan your sessions. And having structure or outline for your coaching sessions can really help you feel super in control and really, really confident no matter whatever the topic is that you're coming across inside of your session. Because when you plan your sessions properly, you're going to know that whatever the client brings up, you're going to be able to help them through whatever the problem is because we're going to be focusing on the solution. So again, coaching isn't about like focusing on the problems and working through the problems or the really big emotions. It's about focusing on the solution and making progress towards the outcome that you plan. So I've actually created a free session planner just for you. Of course. It's called the Transformational Coaching Guide. And this planner will actually help you build a rock solid foundation with your coaching skills to ensure that you're not just chasing like the shiny object marketing things, but that you're truly becoming a credible, transformational, and in demand coach. And you can download it in the description box below. I'll link it there for you. And then the third thing you're going to want to do is visualize success. So spend a few minutes before each session just visualizing a positive and successful outcome from the session. If you're feeling any sort of anxiety, imagine that your client is benefiting from your guidance and benefiting from having you navigate the session with them with confidence, with ease. So visualization is actually super, super powerful because imagination is much stronger than any kind of willpower. Because what this will do is either create confidence or it can catastrophize things. So if you think about like how you approach your day, are you focusing on the successful completion of something, or are you focusing on the unsuccessful or the outcome that you don't want? And if you notice that you're focusing on like the anxiety and oh my God, am I going to be able to help this client? And da, 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 I want you to focus on the successful completion of the session and focusing on that positive outcome. Because if you're able to attend all of your client sessions, knowing like you know that you are going to be able to help guide them through literally anything. And this doesn't mean being an expert on all topics. It means being an expert of the framework. Then you're going to be able to feel so confident in helping every single person with every single thing that they come to you with. And that's, again, doesn't mean being a jack of all trades. Like I have a lot of clients and students who are experts in their field, and I am the expert in training them how to coach. So you want to think about what your niche is first and knowing that you're going to be able to help your client within that niche through whatever it is that you desire. But really quickly, let's just quickly dig into the free session planner that I talked to you about just before. You might have built your business, you might have nailed your niche. Maybe your marketing materials look like a bajillion bucks, but seriously, you're thinking about where the fuck are my clients, at least your dream clients. Everyone raves about this booming coaching industry, but you're like, oh my God, my phone's not exactly blowing up with sales notifications, right? Why do I feel invisible? And the solution is instead of working towards more followers or better branding, it's going to be establishing rock solid coaching skills. So if you are really interested in creating more space for clients to come in and feel attracted to you, it's going to be through building unwavering confidence in your ability to change lives and watch your ideal clients will come knocking at your door, because when you talk with conviction. And when you share things things you share with confidence. So your biggest mistake right now might be spending all of your time and money on marketing and business strategies when you should actually be strategizing on how to learn how to actually support your clients so that you can magnetize them into your reality so that you can transform lives like you dream. Remember, coaching is a journey. Becoming a great coach is a journey. No one starts out as an expert in anything. No one's born with expertise. Every expert was once a beginner, and every step you take brings you even closer to the mastery you desire, to the confidence you desire, and to the dream coaching business that you desire. So I want you to acknowledge your progress, celebrate your successes, and don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Because when things don't go perfectly, each challenge is actually a opportunity to learn and grow. It's not failure, it's only feedback. It lets you know what you can improve upon and what you can continue to do more of. So, to all of you new coaches out there feeling the weight of imposter syndrome, just know this. It's a sign that you are meant to coach and that you're in the early stages of your journey. That's it. So by committing to mastering your craft, preparing thoroughly, embracing the learning process, you're going to find that confidence is going to naturally flow through you, and you're going to feel so excited about everything that you have to share because you've practiced it, you've prepared it, you've learned it, and now you are embodied in it. Okay. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with anyone else who you might think would benefit from this, other coaches. Leave me a review. And remember that the journey to becoming a great coach starts with a single step, just like the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep changing the world a client at a time. And remember, you are you, and that is your superpower. So until next time, I am Amanda Byble. This is the Credentialed Coach School podcast, and it was so awesome to chit chat with you today. Thank you so much for listening to Credentialed Coach School podcast. If you liked today's show, please give us a 5-star review and tell us what resonated most with you. This helps me to continue to create content that you love and find supportive.